So that's where safeguarding comes in. Safeguarding refers to the measures and practices that we put in place to protect health, well-being, and human rights of individuals to ensure that they are free from harm. So to put this in a slightly different way, this is describing safeguarding as the organizational responsibility to ensure that staff, programs, and activities do no harm. So that includes specifically sexual exploitation, abuse, and harassment. So we need to ensure that we prevent that from occurring and to respond appropriately when harm does occur. This is based on an internationally recognized set of minimum standards for all organizations that work directly with people, and especially underserved and vulnerable groups. And that includes women, youth, refugee and displaced communities, and people with disabilities. The Interagency Standing Committee Minimum Operating Standards for Protection from Sexual Exploitation and Abuse is the most widely used standard on PSEA internationally. So that is our go-to core guiding document that our policy has been based on. So we've already mentioned that safeguarding is this responsibility to ensure that our staff, programs, and activities do no harm. So this slide outlines the background of safeguarding. And so this safeguarding involves putting measures in place to prevent any harm from happening. And it also includes responding to anything that does happen as well. So this diagram can depict the realities of safeguarding. The circle on the left is, in the light blue, is the community that we're working in. And the reality is that we know there is harm that happens, and we'll talk about power dynamics, but this is due to differences in power dynamics and abuses of power. So there can be physical harm or emotional harm or sexual harm happening. Then the circle on the right in the green represents our organization, our project Going Beyond, and our organization's work through that project. So we need to ensure that we are preventing any harm from happening when our organization comes into a community and implements our programming. We also need to ensure that we prevent any harm from happening within our organization, between team members, and that includes things like bullying, sexual harassment, and sexual exploitation. So we do this through policies and procedures that will create safe environments and that will guide behavior and standards within our project and within our organization. And we also put in place response mechanisms, so reporting systems, referral systems, to be able to act on any issues that might arise. This next slide is taken from our previously created online training on PSEA. It is the same information shared on this slide that I've just gone through. So it's here as a graphics alternative for the team to use at your discretion.